Shalom, Yisrael. Before I begin, I want to start off by giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Belshai, Bashim Kakadash. Double honor to the elder and apostle of Great Millstone. Peace. Today's lesson is going to be, I'm trying to make it pretty short, pretty quick. I just wanted to bring it into light, for any newer brothers out there, you know, and it's about loving thy neighbor, and what it means, really. So, to the average person, it may just seem like, oh, you're supposed to love your neighbor, which means what does that mean, really? Alright, does that mean that you love your neighbor to death and this and that, No. Alright, that's not what that means, okay? That means loving your brother, okay? Loving a fellow Israelite, loving a fellow Israelite in this truth, loving a fellow brother in this truth. Alright, that's what it means, okay? Now, there's been a lot of analogies already made by brothers. One of them being, if you're in a house, with all your brethren, with all your brothers, and you said everybody in this house can grab a slice of pizza. Does that mean your neighbor can grab a pizza? No, because you didn't invite your literal neighbor. You invited your brothers. All right, your brothers, anyone from your left or your right, your brothers, the ones who stand by you. The ones that when you're in that camp, when you're aligned from, in order, the one on your right is going to have your back, the same as one on the left, and the brother on the left will have the back of the brother on the right, and it's just, that's what the scripture is talking about, okay? It's not talking about, it's not talking about literal neighbors, okay? It's talking about, a fellow brother, a fellow Israelite, okay? This is Matthew 22:39. The second is like unto it, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. That doesn't really mean, loving your neighbor like literally. That's not what it means. It's mean loving your brother, loving a fellow Israelite. Alright? And and a lot of people will quote stuff like John 3:16 and say the Lord loves everybody, which is not the case. Alright? If to put this in simpler terms, when you go to John 3:16, we can pull it up, and there's been breakdowns already on this. There's been breakdowns of this already, but it never hurts to go back at it again. And it says John 3:16, for Yahweh so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. Now that doesn't mean everybody, alright? So let's say you're in a house, you're in your house, alright, and you invite your brothers, over, and you say, I love everybody in this, I say, I love everybody, everybody in here I love. Does that mean everybody in this world? Does that mean everybody in general, you just love everybody? No, everybody in your certain house. So that's what the Lord is trying to say. Everybody in his people, alright? It's not talking about the whole world, okay? It's talking about his people, the children of Israel. This is Leviticus 19:18. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord Yahweh. You see, it says thy people. Alright? We are the people of the Lord. We are the true people of the Lord. Okay? And that's something very dear to we hold. Alright? Salaki, 1 second. But it isn't talking about the whole world. It isn't talking about loving your literal neighbor. What it's talking about is a fellow brother in this truth. Okay. And I get sick and tired of these damn devils trying to twist words into something that they're not saying, and that something the scriptures isn't saying. And even some of our own people do it. Some of our own people twist words and stuff, to make it seem like something that it's not. All for what? For money. They put money over this truth. They put clout over this truth. Over the words of the Lord. The Lord said this, and everything the Lord said has power to it. Right? These aren't just any ordinary words. These are the words of the Lord, and that's what people don't have to understand. We're not just reading out of any Bible. We're not reading out of any book. We're reading out of the Holy Bible, and holy means separate. We're reading out of this Bible, which is King James version, which has been translated, since the original Bible. All right, and this is the most accurate Bible we can have right now. And the most accurate teachers right now are the men and apostles being Muslim. But back to the lesson. People always try to twist it into something that it's not, and that you're supposed to love everybody and this and that. And although right now we're not supposed to really do anything, towards you're not just supposed to, oh fuck you niggas, I'll beat your shit, I'll kill you. Like, no, you're not supposed to be acting like that. You're supposed to be acting well mannered. You're supposed to be acting like sheep, pretty much. You're supposed to be acting like doves, like harmless. You're supposed to be harmless, but at the same time, understand and know, your enemy, and understand that you are not safe here. That this isn't a kingdom. All right. But that's all I really wanted to say. I didn't have a whole lot planned. I didn't have I just wanted to do a lesson on this real quick in case anybody was confused on what loving thy neighbor means. Simply to sum it all up, it just means to love your brother in this truth. That's all it means. Don't overcomplicate it. You know, you don't want to be a stumbling block to yourself. You don't have to go out deep. Wait, but if a neighbor means this, does that mean that the neighbor galaxy as well? That I gotta love a motherfucking something like that? You don't gotta overcomplicate stuff. It simply just means loving your brother in this truth. Alright. With that, I'm gonna give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yashai, the ones that are the apostle of the millstone. Peace and salutations unto the elect. Shalom.